Alright guys, I can't say if it's running like a brand new one because I've never owned a brand new one and this one ain't mine, but I think that got us. Now I'm going to do a little recap in case you only watching this video just to see how to change the fuel pump. Well, good morning guys. Welcome back to Papaw's. As always, if this is your first time here, thanks for dropping in. Feel free to drop in anytime you feel. I'm saying that like I feel that y'all watch every video that I put out, and I know some of you don't, but anyway, my last few videos has been working on this John Deere 825i side-by-side here for a lady, gonna help her sell it. But it had a mist to it after I changed it and serviced it and done everything I done. It's got a mist to it, and if you've been following along, I done a fuel pressure test on the last video, and I ordered a fuel pump and I got my fuel pump in today. But what I did, I went on and I pulled the fuel pump, which all you got to do is remove the seat. And I know some of you gonna say, well, you should have videoed that, but guys, I just didn't. But it's simple. As we go back together, I'll show you how you remove the seat and get to the fuel pump and remove it. But right now I got my new fuel pump in. We're gonna get over here under this shade tree on the table over there, assemble it, because it didn't come in an assembled deal. I'm gonna have to look at that and we'll figure that out together. And then we'll come over here and we'll stick it in the tank, and I'll explain to you going back in what I had to remove to get it out as we put things back together. I hope that's good enough for somebody. And if you're trying to figure out how to remove the fuel pump, change it out on one of these Gator 825i, I think if you got the nerves to do it yourself, this video will be good enough to help you out. So let's get it over on the table and check it out. So this is what come out of the tank, and this is the little box that it come in. So I'm assuming we're gonna have to change all this out, which that looks simple. There's a clip right there, that's your regulator. And then I see we got the filter for the bottom and the pump right here. So I'm hoping they sent clamps, because these clamps that's on here, you're gonna have to cut them off to remove them. I'm thinking all we're gonna be cutting, hopefully, it's just this clamp right here. So let me get out the package here. Here's the new pump. In case you didn't see the video where I tested this, when I turned the key on and the pump come on, it would go up to 50 psi. As soon as the pump kicked off, the needle would just fall down fast. Ain't supposed to do that. Now I know I tore the little filter here getting it out of the tank, but it ain't supposed to do that. So let's get this off here and see what we can figure out. I'm gonna just tilt y'all down here and let you have a close look as we go. I'm gonna lay these parts in here so I'm gonna drop them on the ground. I'm gonna go on and open it up and see what all we got. Yes, it come with clamps. We got two clamps there, a piece of hose. I ain't sure where this little doodaddy piece goes yet. We'll figure that out. I guess this is some kind of something that goes around the fuel pump like so. But I don't know that it needs to be on there, because the old pump didn't have one on there, and I know this pump has never been changed out. Now, if it had been changed out, the odds are they wouldn't have went back with these clamp style clamps. This right here is the screen. I better not stick it on there yet. This don't come with no directions. So that's the good thing about my video. You may learn what to do or what not to do. It's got a new O-ring that goes right up under here where the tank screws in. So the first thing we're gonna do, it looks to me like, is cut this clamp that's right here. Then we're gonna unclip our electrical wire from the top of the pump. Seems pretty simple. I'm gonna pull that old filter off. Now, I don't know if this bottom piece here, let me see here if I can figure out if that unscrews or how that comes off. I don't know how that comes off, guys. I don't think that comes off. I think. Let me cut this clamp right here. I'm going to take a pair of side cutters here. See if I can just cut that clamp where it's crimped. They may make a pair of pliers that removes these, but this is how I've always removed these style clamps. Just like so. Now I'm going to see. I don't know about this right down here. I'm not understanding this part yet. Oh, there it goes. Just like that. You just pull it out of the hose and this pump sets in there. So we're going to set this pump. I don't know where this little piece right here goes. And like I said, this don't come with no directions. And this one ain't got no, maybe that's that brittle piece right there where it's falling apart. Probably has something to do why this pressure won't hold on that pump right there. That comes off. Yeah, I think this might go right. I think it might go right under there, but I ain't 100% sure. Because if I put this filter on there, I'm thinking that's where it goes, but I don't know if which way it goes. Oh, I think I do see which way it goes. Because you see, it's kind of an oblong shape here, and that's what the shape of that right there is. Yeah, we're getting somewhere, guys. See, that's kind of stuff you're learning on this video. That's not, because they don't have no instructions. Now we're going to stick this on there. And see if there we go, just like that right there. One thing, I need to put my clamp on there. Need to put my clamp on the hose there before I do that. And I bleed just like so. Now I need to get a screwdriver and tighten that up before I forget it. So I'm going to tighten that clamp up. Next thing I'm going to do is see if I can get this old, yeah, to stretch over the top like that right there and come out through the cap screws on the tank. We're going to put a new it goes under the bottom side. So make sure to put that new flat washer under the bottom side right here. Then we're going to hook our wires up. Mine connected straight up. It did come with a new connector, I guess, in case you broke a connector or something. But the connector that's on here fit right back on there. Only thing I know left here is we're gonna pull this clip right here, and I'm pretty sure this is the fuel regulator, and I think this is actually my main problem because the pump was still working. Now how does that come out of there? I figured when I undone that clip it would have come out pretty simple. I think I'm gonna have to get a pair of channel locks and pull straight back. You see them O-rings right here? They got to be getting a good hook down in there. So we're gonna take these channel locks right here. I need a smaller pair. Get a hold to the end of it and kind of just wiggle it out of there just like so. It's got a screen on there. I think that screen's supposed to go on mine, because this new one don't look like it's got a screen, and I don't see no screen in that box. So we're gonna see if we can get this screen off this old one. Just like so. Well, I got it part of the way off. I'm seeing just like so. I ain't got it all the way off yet. I may have to take that first O-ring right here off to get it past it, maybe. No, it didn't. It pulled off. So this screen right here, guys, this one got a little dirt and stuff in it. And I'm finna clean it with some carburetor cleaner, and then we'll put that on this new regulator. Because the new kit didn't come with that new screen. It come with the bottom screen. So let me go clean that now. So that clogged up screen right there on the regulator could cause you issues. Alright, that looks like that is pretty clean now. So we're gonna slide that right over on the new. We're gonna slide that and right back down there in place. We're gonna put a clip right through there that holds it. And you better make sure you got it on there right, because I didn't have that one on there right. I don't think I had it seated all the way. I have to rub me a little bit of oil on them O-rings so I can get it seated down in there all the way. Now actually what I'm going to use on my O-rings is STP oil treatment. Any kind of mechanic I ever done, I use that. Some of you real mechanics might leave down there in the comments and tell me why I shouldn't use that on these O-rings and the fuel pump. But all it is just to make them slick enough I can get it seated down in there and it pop right in place, just that easy. Now when you go in there with your clip, it's behind it like it's supposed to be so it can't pop out. Now what else we like here? We like putting the filter on the end. And as far as I can tell, that's just basically push down there and there and give it a twist lock. Just like so. Now, as far as I can tell, everything should be ready to go reinstall. Only other new parts in here is this plug, which I didn't need. So let's go over to the John Deere Gator and see if we can get her installed. Maybe we get her, maybe this is my issue. before we go reinstalling, there's your seat that come out. Of course, your seat just pops up, and then you'll see when I start putting this back together, it ain't but like what, 4 bolts on that side and 1 on this side. Plumb simple. So I don't know if y'all in the best seat in the house or not, but I just had a cookwood over my tank here so couldn't no dust or nothing get in it, and I laid the hammer on it, keep it blowing off for the last couple of days. We're gonna clean that dust right there off the top of that. And this right here is your fuel gauge, which the fuel gauge is working on this one, but I found a lot of people commenting that the fuel gauge, when this one gets down to about 3/4 of a tank, it'll all of a sudden go to empty and you still got 1/4 of a tank of gas left. That seems like to be an issue. But to go back in with this pump, which is the opposite of when you bring it out, you got to tilt it, and it's a tight fit through that hole. It was harder to get out, but it looked like it's gonna go back in pretty easy. We're gonna, and I'm probably gonna get my head in y'all's way. Hoping y'all can see I got you up high right there. Hope that ain't blocking. But when you get down here to your, it's like it's just almost ain't, hole ain't big enough. You got to squeeze it in there. We're gonna get that O-ring back under there just right. And I'm gonna go get my other clamp that come with it, cause the hose here had one of them clamps that I had to cut off. So that's the good thing about it, come with an extra clamp. We're gonna slide that clamp up on that hose first. And then we're gonna be sure before you hook the hose up to put you, I'm gonna call it a cap here, that you got a thread back onto your tank. But I'm gonna get it lined up and get it started, but I ain't gonna tighten it all the way until I get my hose on there. You ain't got much area to work with right here. When I get done, I'll show y'all a shot from this side, because I know, guys, I know y'all can't see good. It's just I couldn't hold the camera and do this. All I'm doing is putting the hose back onto the nipple on the tank. I'm going to tighten that hose up. I mean, tighten that hose clamp up. Hopefully. What I'm trying to do anyway. If you didn't see the last video when I done the fuel pressure test on here, I'll attach it at the end of this video and y'all can go watch it of why I'm changing the fuel pump on this. Hoping it corrects the missing that was going on. Now I'm finna see if I can tighten this down on here now. But just a little contrary. Actually, this one's real contrary because I got the clamp touching it. I'm gonna have to loosen all my clamp and move my clamp up off of it. Now, I'm gonna go on and tighten that down. And I'm just going with a good hand tighten, because this wasn't that tight when I took it off, just like I took the fuel pump out. It was just hand tight. Now I'm going to tighten my clamp back up. When I tightened my clamp up, it pushed down, and that's why it wouldn't let me turn the cap nut to tighten it up. Alright, the only other thing to do is you got this plug right here in reverse order. I just unplugged it right there. Like so. You have one wire, which I don't think it was green, but apparently once before this side by side had a mouse get under the seat, chewed on some wires, so I went from whatever color that was to green. So yours may not be a green wire, but it's one wire that just hooks on right there. And that's it. This pump is nothing in noise. I can hear it. I don't even know if y'all can hear it. It pumps up, but it's way quieter than the one that was on there, so maybe that's my problem. Now I know it's gonna have to get the air out of the line. I think I just fixed my miss. And it wasn't that it was the motor was missing, it was the regulator was letting it shoot too much gas to the, when it was running slow speed, it was letting it pump too much gas. Alright, so now this plastic piece, the next piece that I removed, I just tied mine up because it wasn't no reason. Let me get all my tying. It wasn't no reason to undo these bolts back here and pick this piece of plastic out when all I had to do is get me something to hold it up out of the way. Because when I set the seat back in here, the frame of the seat, we're going to put 4 bolts right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one on the other side. And guys, that's it. That's all it is. So we're going back in with the seat right now. And we've been to take this baby for a spin, because just that little bit makes me think that was my problem the whole time. Again, all we got to do is put 4 bolts right here and 1 bolt over there. Pop the seat back in and we're done. Come over here and put this 1 bolt on this side. Get my tools out of here, and we finna crank her up and take her for a ride. That's it. I'm going to take her down the road and see if I think that fixed our issue, and I'll be right back. Y'all don't go nowhere, you hear? Alright guys, I can't say if it's running like a brand new one, because I've never owned a brand new one and this one ain't mine. But I think that got us. Now I'm going to do a little recap in case you only watching this video just to see how to change the fuel pump. You'll know what's been going on. I've done several videos. This is a 2016 John Deere Gator 825i. It belonged to an older lady that I mow her yard. Her husband passed away He bought this in 2016. It only had 250 miles on it. It had been setting since 2000 and I'm gonna say 2018, 19. It may have got rode some in 20. Now we're in 25. It was just setting. She wanted to sell it. I told her I would bring it home. I didn't want it. It's not what I want for hunting. I got my Honda 500. I would bring it home, I would service it out, get it tuned up, and we would put it on Marketplace and sell it for it. After changing the radiator fluid, the oil, air filter, fuel filter, I cleaned the injectors, put new spark plugs in it, and changed the spark plug wires. It was like it was just missing. Like it was missing too bad at low speed or when you're taking off. But after you got up to about 30 miles an hour just cruising down the road, it was running smooth. What I done, if you look back my last video, I attached it to the end, I done a fuel pressure test. Well, when I done the fuel pressure test, you turn the key on, the pump pumped up, but when the pump went off, the needle just failed. It didn't leak down slow, it just failed. I said, well, maybe that's making sense. Maybe it's when it's going slow, it was letting the regulator or something wasn't working and it was sending 50 psi and like flooding it. Because the plugs, before I replaced them, they did look like they'd been running way too rich. So just a little short trip right now I just took. I think this has got it fixed. I hope this helps you out. Like I said, you can look back in my playlist or just click on my videos and you'll find the 3 or 4 that I made on this, and maybe that'll help you out. But I think I got it fixed. I'm finna ride the crap out of it this evening. My brother lives about 7 miles from here down the back road, so I'm finna ride to his house and back. And if everything seems good, I'm finna put it on the Marketplace to sell for that lady. Now by the time y'all see this video, I hope it's done sold. But guys, as always, I hope something I done or showed you helped you out, or maybe kept you from doing something you shouldn't do. I don't know. I just hope it helped you in some way or another. And if you ain't never subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, because you never know what you may see or hear or learn what not to do watching Papaw's place. But guys, I appreciate y'all, love y'all, and hope y'all have a great day and a blessed week. If you're a deer hunter, it's time to start getting them stands ready. See y'all on the next one.